Hi guys, Elmarie here from Worcester, Western Cape, South Africa. I am recording today again from my extremely chaotic space. I'll explain about that later. It is going to change a lot. On the 10th of August, and it is winter in South Africa. Thank you to all returning viewers and welcome to anybody who's new. I really appreciate your support. It's always good to have people here. Please feel free to leave comments below. Just keep it nice. Don't be ugly with me. Just be nice. Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time to be here. I know everyone is extremely busy. So it's always good to know that people have actually watched the video. Say hi, leave a comment. Okay, so admin stuffies, let's go there. If you want to find me online, you will find me as A Cup of Yarn on Instagram, which is the two places I'm going to mention now are the two places where I am the most active on. It's Instagram and then my Facebook page, and they're both under A Cup of Yarn. And then Ravelry, you will find me as Ella73. And I have a Ravelry group for this podcast called My Yarn Runneth Over. If anybody needs to ask a question about why that is the name, please feel free to ask. But yeah, just that's the name of the group. Speaking of the group, I ran a make along on that group where I said that you can use any of the crafts to make something, but it had to be natural fibers only and sourced from your local country. I had 12 entries, of which I put 2 aside because 2 of them were mine, so I'm not going into 2 of them, but I did draw the winner of those 2 using my random what's this thing called? Anyway, never mind. I'll put that in there somewhere. It's a random number something. Anyway, it basically chooses a random number of the lot you have there. And I am happy to tell you that the winner was number 7, and number 7 is Marissa H, who lives in the Strand, South Africa, which is awesome because it's easy for me to send stuff there. Congratulations, Marissa, you won the bag. I can't give everything because I'm also keeping some of them for a next make along. I was actually keeping quite a few of them so that I would have enough if there were enough entries, but there weren't a lot of entries. As I said, there were only 10. So what you are getting is a project bag made by moi. You are also getting a skein of yarn in it, and you are getting the pattern that I've been talking about, my favorite vanilla socks, in your bag, and probably a few other goodies, which I'm not going to talk about now. It's just going to be a few little random stuff. Anyway, congratulations. I so hope you enjoy your present, and well done. And I just want to say that everyone that entered things, honestly, I was amazed at the stuff you guys are doing. I don't always have the patience for that. I just don't. So, knitting is secondary to dyeing for me. My work is dyeing yarn. So whatever I can knit is a secondary thing. It's not the be all and end all of everything. So with me, it's dyeing and then knitting, and spinning. Also making the bags, the project bags are part of my job that I'm just a bit messy with at the moment. But yeah, I'm really amazed about what you guys are doing. I had some really amazing entries and they were really beautiful. So yeah, next time you may be the winner if you're not today. Once again, congratulations, Marissa. I will be contacting you via WhatsApp because I think you are one of my clients, if I'm not mistaken. If you're the same Marissa I'm thinking about, then you are one of my current clients anyway. So I will let you know. Okay, so that's done. Admin stuff. This is going to be a very, very short episode. I am extremely sad to say that the one FO that I did have to show. Oh, by the way, we're moving on to knitting. The one FO I did have to show is missing. And I can't find it anywhere. And that is so upsetting for me. You won't believe how upsetting it is. And that is my Aim True hat. My Aim True hat is missing in action. And I've really done everything I could to find it. I really have. Done absolutely everything. I'm looking at one bag just like, maybe it's there. Nope. That was false hope, I'm afraid. Anyway, I had my Aim True hat finished and I love that hat. I can't tell you how much I hate not being able to find my hat. And I've been through my entire wardrobe. Everything that I had on holiday. Everything. I've just looked everywhere. Can't find it. So I'm so hoping that it didn't end up somewhere. That I will never be able to find it. But then maybe it's there to heat up someone else's head. You know, just keep someone else's head warm or something. So, I do have a couple of whips going. The one I'm busy with right now is sleeping in my owl bag, my project bags. It's one of the project bags that I've made. And it's a cardigan. It's really a test knit for Bronwyn Firth, who is, she's my wholesale client, but she's also really a designer at heart. And I've been wanting to do a cardigan forever. Can't really get an easy pattern for a first time cardigan. I couldn't find anything. It all seems too complicated for me. So she's got a pattern that she does off her head, really. And she said, no, but she'll write it down. So I'm trusting that if I get this right without any issues, which I'm not having at all, I will probably ask her to write it down properly, and we'll sell it as a pattern on Ravelry as a kit. I'm hoping that's going to happen. But this is how far I've come. Not very far. As you may see, I am using my own hand-dyed yarns for this. This is the Bitterbessie Bos one. Still had one skein of these left. They're kept out for myself, actually. Really like this color. I like the way it's knitting up too. Look at that. And I colored these for myself. These are just like a almost brickish red color. It's difficult to show you this color in this. It doesn't look exactly like this. Let's see if I can't get a bigger ball out. Still got a lot. I caked it up like this. You see, it has almost like just between a brick red and a cherry red. So I'm actually loving these. I'm using my Addy needles, and it's a 5mm. I know I started with a 4, and then I went over to a 5, and it's my circular needles, laced up ones. You'll see it, which are still my go-to needles. It just has a basic raglan edge, but I actually like the way it's coming out like so, because it's creating this almost ridge here, which is very nice. Anyway, so this is the front, and this is the shoulder, which I'm still shaping. We're still busy with the increases, and once I'm done with this, it's not so far left really before I can actually start with the body. Well, yeah, it's not so far. I measured my arm. What I love about this pattern is that it really goes with the measurements of your arms and that sort of thing. So it's not difficult to do. I always found some of the patterns, and I know it's newer, it's really well-known designers, but for a beginner it does get a bit overwhelming. Anyway, my main idea is, what I will change is this part. I don't really like the way I did this because it makes it look a bit weird, but I think what I will do here though is crochet this bit down, or pick up those stitches and create a band, like a button band for it, because I'm thinking buttons will work nice. Yeah, you see, I'm thinking buttons will work nice here. But that is a decision I will make as soon as it's done. I wanted it done. I started this out when we went on vacation, and I was hoping to finish it, and things just went a bit haywire. So this is the only whip I'm going to show you. I've got quite a few patterns lined up that I want to do. I purchased quite a few patterns actually. One is a Hori Locatelli one. It's, what's it called? I'll put the link down below. It's a shawl and it's beautiful, and I looked at it and I thought, I want this. And the other one is a pair of socks, Clark socks, that was done by, I can't remember her name actually. She does host Brooklyn Knit Folk, that I remember. And her surname is Salem, and the rest I can't remember right now. It's like a blunt moment, sorry. Anyway, so those are the two lined up, and then in September I am going to start the sweater, that the Caitlin Hunter sweater. But before I do that, if I don't have my Aim True Caitlin Hunter Aim True hat, I will have to replace it with something, because I'm actually using that thing right now. It's cold. Sorry about that hiccup. It really is cold. So that's for whips. That's for knitting. Spinning, not a lot to say. I did start with my spin wheel again. I tried this morning to work with my drop spindle, but I still can't figure that one out. There's still a bit of a hiccup there that I just can't get the hang of. But that's not so important to me. I did put my spin wheel in my stoepkamertjie because it's too cold in my living room to spin there. And while I was at it, I actually figured out how to ply. That took a while, and then I realized why I was struggling to ply. I've got bobbins. I've got 3 bobbins. I only got 3 bobbins, and they're about this size, if that makes sense. And the 3 bobbins that I have, I really do struggle to ply with, because the 3 bobbins have this little stand, and I thought, okay, so the 3 bobbins have to be, 2 of these bobbins have to be on each little peg where the stand is, and then I apply from there. But then I can't keep the stuff, the 2 strands away from each other all the time. I figured that one out, and it's not going to work for everybody, and it's not the be all, and that's not the way you should do it. It's the way that works for me. The way that works for me is that I went and I just rolled them up into 2 different balls. And the minute I had them up in 2 different balls and I could keep them completely separate from each other, then it was easy for me to ply. So yeah, that's what works for me. I will be spending some time on my spin wheel as well. I will also be spending some time on my Swift. Guys, I really need a different Swift. I love my husband to bits. Honestly, I do. He's wonderful. And he made me this cute little Swift. And to be very honest, it's too small for what I'm doing now. I'll show you what I have done dyeing wise in a minute, and then I'll explain more about that. But I need a different shift. I need one of those umbrella shifty things that I can actually change the size of the way I'm rolling it down. Anyway, I've got some cones and I've got my current Swift, and I shall be doing that. So I will be dyeing over the weekend, which is kind of important, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, sewing. I didn't sew a lot at all. I wanted to sew more before we left. I want to sew up some clothing, but that just did not happen. And by the way, I think I'm going to get someone else to sew my clothing for now. I'm not really good at it, and I feel like I'm wasting fabric. And that's one of the things I think that's difficult for people to sometimes to understand. In South Africa, fabric is really expensive. So every time I work with a piece of fabric and it is a mess and it's not working, then I feel I've wasted. Even though sometimes it is waste fabric, but it still feels, but this is waste. And I can actually support someone else that does handmade clothing and have them make my clothes. Why not? Anyway, what I did make though, and I will continue doing, is the bags and stuff. And I've been making this. This is how far I've come with it. It's a needle holder. It's a whip. It's not done. I still have to do the pockets inside. So these are both cotton fabrics, and I actually think this is more linen. Not sure. The guy I bought it from said it's a cotton, but I'm not so sure. It's got a different weave really. And this is just the print. So this will be the needle holder. The next bit of talk will be, I'll tell you about why I'm busy with this. This is an order, and I have another order coming up. I've got 2. My client asked for 2 of these, so I'm making 2, and then when that's done, I actually have to start with the rest. It's just a normal roll-up one. It's got these 2 bands on the side that you. Oh, okay. Let me show you. If anyone doesn't exactly know what I'm talking about, you fold it over on both sides over your needles and you roll it up. And these 2 bands are here to just secure the whole thing together, like so. You're not looking really good here, are you? Anyway, never mind. It has to do that and that on the side, and you can just make a ribbon, a bow or whatever, or not at all, whatever you would prefer. Either way, it keeps your needles in one space, and usually it does not hang out like that. Anyway, so it goes like this. So this is the one. The other one still needs to be started. That one needs to be finished. All the pockets needs to be sewn in, and then that's done. And then I'll start on the next one. But I think I might only be doing that from somewhere later this weekend, or maybe only next week. This weekend I have to dye. Now, over to dyeing. The reason why I'm saying I have to dye, for those of you who don't know, who live in South Africa and who lives in the Western Cape, there is now an annual fibre festival in Wellington. We did the first one last year. That is Quinty Alpaca Farm. They're in Wellington and they hosted, and they're wonderful people. And last year I did really well with my hand dyed yarn. So that is actually how long I've been doing my own hand dyed yarn, for a bit more than a year. And that's really, I'll continue supporting that festival for that very simple reason that they really make a lot of trouble to make it special, not only for the vendors but also for the people who are coming. I mean, they really do make it special, and it's on a farm. It's a very nice atmosphere. So I'm busy dyeing up for that. I need to get stock together. I need to sew up bags. I've got very few bags that I can actually just use to sell, and the needle holders and a lot of other stuff. I need to make the stitch markers that I did before, and my own stitch markers. I did some that I had laser printed, and I often put them in a bag, but I don't particularly like them that much. I prefer the ones I do myself. So I'm going to start doing that again. It's just, that's very labor intensive, to be honest, to make sets of stitch markers and needle holders and that sort of things. Well, not a needle holder. Needle holder is also labor intensive. It's just two different types of craft. So it does get a bit overwhelming. Oh, and this is two of the ones that I've already dyed up. Two of the colors that I've already dyed up. Show it to you like this. You'll see it's similar colors. They were just dyed differently. I think they'll work well together actually for one project. I bought them already scanned, which has gotten me to the point where I realized, that's what I was talking about a while ago, that I have to get a different Swift, because I would prefer buying them already scanned. It's a lot less trouble for me. But now I don't get them if they're not in, they don't have any of them. Then I struggle, you know, because they're not the same length as the ones that I buy. So if I'm busy, if I have to roll it down from a Swift, my Swift, it comes like this much shorter. I wish I can show you now. Well, yeah, it's about there. So I'm thinking I'm going to buy them in like this from now on. It works out about 5 rand more per hank, which is okay. I can work with that. But unfortunately, it's not really gonna happen if I don't get a different Swift. And I don't want to rescan this just to get it the same size, because then it messes around with the colors and they don't look like the original ones that I dyed. It still gives you the same effect. You're going to roll it down anyway, but I'm fussy about that. Anywho, this, just to explain, is a blend. The blend that I did use was 60% merino. I just have to see, I wrote it down. 60% merino, 20% kid mohair, and 20% superfine alpaca. It is still superwash. This one is still superwash. The next one I'm going to be dyeing, two of them actually. The one is an alpaca linen blend, alpaca merino linen blend, and a plain merino, and they're not superwash. These are. I've also got quite a lot of single ply left that I'm going to be dyeing. The interesting thing about the alpaca one, really, it goes under sock weight, so it can be used on socks, it can be used on shawls that require that amount of wool, so yeah, that weight. Sorry, I just saw a payment coming in that I don't know what for. Okay, goody. Let's move on to just chatting. I've run out of chats. I wanted to show you something else as well. Look guys, I'm still not really well. As all of you know that saw me on Facebook or wherever, I did keep everybody updated on Facebook because I was so quiet. But I had this really terrible tooth abscess and it was bad. It really was bad. And I was very sick. So I had my tooth extracted on Tuesday. And I'm better. I'm well actually compared to what I was. But as my husband so clearly stated, he said, actually you need to rest now. Your body needs rest. You were sick. You're supposed to rest and get healthy. I can't get that done. So I'm doing like a bit here and a bit there and a bit here and a bit there just to keep myself going. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it goes. Now, what else can I tell you? I hope this video wasn't too crazy for you guys. I know sometimes they get a bit weird. But unfortunately, as I said, I'm still not really well. I'm okay. I'm not sick. I'm fine, really. But it's like my body needs rest and I'm not really resting at all. But such is life, you know. Oh, just one more thing. Exciting news. I'm actually planning on doing cottons very soon. Starting to dye up cottons. I can't find the cottons that I want. The ones that I do want, my dear friends, are living in the Transvaal. I will have colour spun and hopefully colours of grace at my booth at the Quinty Alpaca Festival. But other than that, I can't really stock it. If I stock it, it will cost me a lot of money just on transport. It's not that it's the price, they're overpriced. They're really very reasonable with their prices, but by the time I stock it, it's way over my selling price, really, that I have to sell it for or can sell it for. So I have decided to start my own cotton series. I will be starting on that hopefully this week still. And yeah, so that is what will be available at Quinty. There will be different types of yarns available, and I will have my project bags there. I will also have other accessories there, and I will have cottons. So all excited. Oh jeez, and I forgot about to tell you this. I've been telling that to everybody except yeah, we are moving. That is why the chaos is here. That's what I said. I wanted to explain about the chaos. The chaos is here because I'm moving at the end of September. Now, please be reminded that Quinty Alpaca is the Fibre Festival is on the 29th of September. That is the last day of September, and I'm moving. Then I don't know where I'm trying to stick everything in. Honestly, I don't know. In that time, on the 18th of September, I still have, I have to go to a kids' art thing and be the judge there. I so wish sometimes I could just say no, because I should have said no to that one, but now I've already committed to it, so I'll just have to get all my stuff right in my head. But yeah, we're so excited. We're moving to a farm, onto a farm, which means that my shop will be online only, unless you are a client that wants to come and have a visit, or you want to come by and pick up your yarn, or you just want to come by and, but my shop, my physical shop, will not be where I wanted it to be. That didn't work out. I can't really commit for that because I'm not exactly sure about the way things will turn out there. So anyway, My workshops and my classes will be in town, so I'll just drive down from town. The other thing I am planning, once we settle there and everything is the way we like it, is to have workshops on the farm. So I'm so excited. It's just not even funny. I'll put up some more stuff that as we progress in that, but yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So that's it for today. I think I'm like trying to compress everything into these 30 minutes so that I don't have such a long video to put up. I can apparently do a longer one, but then it takes sometimes more than a day to upload, so I'm sticking to the shorter ones. Sometimes it will be longer and sometimes it will be shorter, but mostly in the middle. Anyway, love you and leave you. Talk to you guys again. Thank you for watching, and please come back and leave a comment. And please don't tell me I'm crazy. I already know that. Bye.